Hello everyone, I'm Absentis. I'm joined here by SeaGnome, and we're bringing you Game 2 between Team Rooster and Team Zerg. Chompy spawning as the light pink Zerg at the bottom left-hand corner on Blistering Sands, and his opponent HybridFrog, the yellow Protoss at the top right. This is sponsored by the Internet Movie Firearms Database. Check them out at imfdb.org.
Yeah, so these two players on this map, I want to say that Chompy's a little bit favored here. I've just been more impressed with his play overall. HybridFrog has a very powerful 4-gate, but I do like these rocks on Blistering Sands, and they seem that, I think that Chompy would just use them very well.
Yeah, both players have been doing very well for themselves in the SC Reddit Open tournaments that occur on Saturdays. HybridFrog, I know he's won at least one. Chompy has placed a few times, if not winning his own. So far, as you did say, it looks like Zerg has a tiny bit of an advantage just because they have had two entrances to their opponent's base. They can usually take advantage of those rocks a little bit better. And it looks like HybridFrog is going to go for a forge wall off into a fast expand. Now, his decision here, okay, he completely walls off. Absolutely nothing will be able to get by there now.
Yeah, this is actually going to take away quite a bit of the rock disadvantage that I was talking about earlier, because this means that although he still technically has two entrances, he's going to be able to watch his front one near his natural very, very easily because, of course, he has this wall off, and the back one is the only one he really needs to focus about defending, and Chompy even calling him a jerk.
Yeah, Chompy has a great sense of humor. I think he plays because it's fun, not because he necessarily wants to do perfectly well. He's going for a pretty fast expansion of his own. I don't want to say in response to what he saw, because he kind of reacted pretty late to HybridFrog's wall off. Cannon going down, so pretty much.
Okay, very nice job there by Chompy, able to make sure only one pylon went down instead of the block.
Yes, that's something very important. If you put down two pylons and a cannon, you can quite handily separate your natural from your main, and it's really hard for Zerg to deal with.
Yeah, so I actually get that feel that the player's just playing for fun from Chompy and from Avoid. Avoid just seems like he's just really enjoying everything he ever does whenever he's playing. It's so, I don't know, unique.
Yeah, you should definitely check out his games. I'm pretty sure there are more on youtube.com/screddit, if that's where these videos are going to be. Or if you ever have the chance to watch a tournament or a King of the Hill where Avoid or Chompy is playing, check them out. HybridFrog now getting down his expansion, no gas. This is exactly what you do when you're fast expanding as Protoss. Chompy taking this time, he's economically a little bit ahead, 2 workers, and he's also getting gas right now.
Yeah, there's a ping on the minimap from one of the spectators. I assume that this means that HybridFrog is just going to be planting down a cannon or two behind those rocks, just to make sure that mass Zergling, at least, won't be able to break those down.
Yeah, those rocks are always a liability, and I imagine, yeah, cannons would mitigate that somewhat. Chompy sending a couple lings up. He might test the front just to see what's there. He's sending now one up to the rocks, and we're gonna have one soul Zergling valiantly chomping away at those rocks.
Yeah, doing about 2 damage for each blow, and it'll be a few years until he actually gets through, but when he does, it'll be amazing.
Alright, so next week, when that goes down, we'll see some action. Chompy got scouted, wow, by HybridFrog, having hidden a probe inside his opponent's base. Gonna see that Roach Warren going down, so he knows what Chompy is up to. Chompy is skyrocketing ahead in terms of harvesters. Okay, he's only 4 ahead now, but before it was just really cranking out drones non-stop. That probe's still alive, and HybridFrog getting up gas, getting up cybernetics core, getting his warp gate research going. Fairly typical for both builds.
Yeah, I do really like roaches on this map, just because, again, those rocks, it's very nice to have a way to attack them without being, attacked in return. And they also do pretty well against this wall. Looks like HybridFrog is going to be planting down a a cannon at his rock, so he will be able to kill that Zergling. Unfortunately, he will not survive until next week when he would eventually break through those rocks.
That is very unfortunate for that lone Zergly. If he gets any roach reinforcement, they'll be able to start hacking into the rocks. Oh, nice! That top cannon actually can't reach him, so it's going to be the other cannon that's going to be the undoing of him. Chompy teching up to lair, getting out a bunch of roaches, just doing really solid play.
No, it looks like he's going to lose an Overlord, but at this point it really doesn't matter. He's at 75 of 84 supply, so that cannon finally going to morph in and take out that Zergling.
Oh, sad day, sad day.
Chompy now going to move out with those roaches. We'll see what he does with them. I assume he's just going to take out those rocks.
I like how Chompy has planted a single Zergling in front of that wall. You don't really expect much to come out of there, but you can warp in troops outside of that wall. So he'll keep a really nice eye on it. So essentially Chompy has map control right now. He's got a whole bunch more roaches coming in. Very nice force.
Also getting a Hydrogen up. Meanwhile, his opponent also getting a Robo Facility and a Twilight Council. So kind of a strange choice going for both. You know, in general, you want to see one or the other, but both seems a little ambitious.
Well, he is on 2 bases. You know, he can afford that. He's only getting 4 warp gates. I imagine he'll get Blink just so that he can get around his own. Oh, nope. Take that back. He's actually working on the destructible rocks himself. So it looks like he's content with opening that up. Meanwhile, Chompy is expanding, and yeah, at the same time, HybridFrog wants to bust out the back of his base.
Yeah, Chompy, I think he probably could have grabbed the gold. He did have those roaches out for quite a while. He probably could have just worked away at those rocks. Looks like those rocks have gone down in the back of HybridFrog's base. He's got a pretty decent army. I don't think he's going to feel too comfortable pushing out with this. I mean, for the game, but he will, you know, just use them to do a little bit of scouting.
Yeah, he's at a pretty big food disadvantage. He's only at 68. Chompy's at 107. Checking that watchtower, he's going to be able to see that there's a base up. Going to engage now. Force field not doing anything. And those roaches moving closer and closer, and it's going to be able to mop up these forces no problem.
Yeah, so this is, you know, sometimes you just should let your opponent get away with this. So the knowledge of the base is more important than actually taking it out at this point, because he just, you know, he's going to lose so many things. There's just a high risk factor and not much reward, because Chompy can just plant it down again with this very solid map control.
Yeah, he did work away at those destructible rocks a bit, didn't get those down. He's got a pretty formidable Roach, Hydra force. Now he's just constantly pumping out more of both. Gonna secure that expansion, and he's keeping his troops in a very nice location. He's definitely got an eye out on HybridFrog, who can't get out other than by air at the moment, without being noticed.
Yeah, it looks like he actually might push against this front, and that's very easy to do with the Hydras. Your roaches probably will be in the range of those cannons. Yeah, and your Lings definitely will be, but he's going to push in here and probably take out everything. Yeah, there we go. Gateway in, or sorry, Warp Gate going down, Pylon being unpowered, and
yeah, HybridFrog's moving out, trying to engage, but Chompy has such a large force right now. Gonna work away at that forge. It might just go in straight for that natural. HybridFrog really does not have the forces needed with it. He's throwing down a whole bunch more gateways, and Chompy right now is just gonna go to town on HybridFrog's Nexus. Just focus firing that, ignoring all else. Down it goes, and now he's gonna be engaging the army.
Yeah, absolutely. Chompy going to be able to do a lot of damage over here. I'm not sure if he has enough to actually seal this, but he should be satisfied knowing that he got down that base, knowing that his opponent's army is going to be essentially crippled. He actually might have enough to, yeah, force his opponent out of this.
Yeah, Chompy now gonna go for that pylon, gonna unpower those cannons. At this point, you should just be content with taking out these cannons, denying the expansion, and macroing up. HybridFrog moving down. I think those stalkers are definitely going to be enough. Plus, ooh, nice blink micro, keeping the wounded ones in the rear. Going to be able to clean that up. But if you take a look at the center of the map, Chompy has another nice impressive force of Roach, Hydra, and the third base up. Economically, he's hugely ahead, 56 to 26. And HybridFrog right now, I think he's going to go for an attack. I don't know how well that's going to do.
Yeah, something I wanted to mention as well is the creeping that Chompy's doing. Before I was going to mention that his creeping hasn't been the greatest this game, but using those overlords, spreading them out very nicely, it is going to create a nice highway for those roaches, for those hydras, to move in.
Yeah, and Hydra is doing just so much damage against regular gateway units, and HybridFrog knows it, and he called good game.
Yeah, just being not using his troops very well. I think he should be a little bit more defensive with those, but he is very fond of the 4-gate, and I guess that's something that comes with the build, so yeah, there we go. This means that it's going to be tied up, right?
That's right. It's going to be going 1-1 between Team Rooster and Team Zerg.